day. The original idea of the trophic cascade was conceived and put forward more than 50 years ago now in a classic paper. And the question that they asked really is, why is the world green? And what they meant was, why do terrestrial ecosystems look green from above? And why is there still a lot of plant biomass on land? Why haven't the herbivores eaten it all? And so they proposed an idea that was at the time kind of new and controversial and is now widely accepted, which is that predators play a major role in making the world green, right? In suppressing herbivore populations to levels below which they have a devastating impact on plant populations, right? And over the course of the last 15 years, there have been a number of really convincing and just kind of mind-blowing examples of how this works. So in Venezuela, the government made a dam. The dam flooded a huge area, and little hills in the Amazonian rainforest there turned into islands, right, with flooded in between. And some of those islands were big, and some of those islands were small. And the big islands had, more or less normal predator complement. So in here, the apex predators, top predators are jaguars and cougars, two kinds of cat. But small islands got isolated that didn't have any predators on them at all, right? And you can see here what happened on those small islands on the left. Vegetation in the understory is very sparse. And the reason is that the herbivores, and this means howler monkeys, it means leafcutter ants, and iguanas, just absolutely ran amok. And they devastated the understory vegetation. And that would compare with this sort of normal-looking forest on the right, where the understory vegetation is intact. Another really famous example where trophic cascades are thought to have played a major role in governing the plant community is wolves in Yellowstone. So they were reintroduced in the 1990s, and following their reintroduction, you suddenly got regeneration of aspen, cottonwood, and other such trees along riverbanks. And the reason they weren't there before, the reason why you don't see those trees in the left-hand picture here, is ostensibly that the herbivores, elk in this case, perceive that as a risky environment down by the water because the visibility is low. And so when there were no wolves, they could hang out there and suppress the trees' recovery. But when the wolves were introduced, that suddenly became a very bad place to be because you're very much at risk for predation when you're standing in a low visibility spot, okay?